Hello, my name is Ryan Harder and I am the Care Financial Planner at Servant Solutions. The topic for this video segment is important factors to consider with household budgeting. Budgeting can be a tedious and sometimes frustrating process. Oftentimes we create budgets and then we're unable to stick to them. It a lot of times ends up being like a New Year's resolution where it'll last for about a month and then ends up falling out of the picture. A key way to keep this from happening is to know why you are budgeting and what the importance of doing it is for you and your family. There are two primary reasons why it's important to keep a budget. Number one, budgeting is useful in reaching your financial goals. Number two, budgeting is intended to help you spend less than what you earn. Establishing a budget that lasts and is successful includes several important steps. Step number one, identify your goals. Since one of the primary reasons why budgeting is important is to help you reach your goals, it is vital to a successful budget that you have identified what those financial goals are. Each goal should be able to be quantified into how much and to how long of a time frame. For example, I want to save $1,000 for my family vacation over the next 12 months. That should allow you to then designate how much money per month you want to put towards that goal. After establishing those goals, make sure that you prioritize which one is the most important and which one will get most of your focus. Step number two, calculate your monthly gross income. It is important to know what your monthly income is to know if you are spending more than what you are making. Only consider guaranteed income and do your best to avoid speculation about the future. Step three, estimate your expenses. This step requires tracking your expenses accurately on a monthly basis. You can track your expenses in several different ways: by keeping all of your receipts, writing down every transaction, keeping track of your transaction list on online banking, or using an online tool like mint.com or envelopes.com. I prefer using the online tool, and that's what I use for myself. It helps you keep track of all of those expenses and then lets you establish categories. There should be two main categories of expenses, fixed and discretionary or variable. Your fixed expenses will include costs that do not change or change very little from month to month. Some examples of a fixed expense would be rent, a mortgage payment, a car payment, insurance payments, and student loans. Discretionary expenses normally include costs including food, gas, entertainment, and anything that fluctuates or can be adjusted more easily from month to month. Step number four, you want to establish and name those categories and the amounts to each category. Once you know your expenses and income on a monthly basis, you can begin establishing specific categories and designating those amounts to them. Some categories can include, and examples of, are home, auto, and transport, shopping, eating out, groceries, children, and entertainment. Again, using an online resource like Mint or Envelopes can be a great assistance in doing this, as they allow you to create custom categories and label all of your expenses. You can also write them out or create your own spreadsheet. Step number five, you want to monitor and update regularly. A budget is of no use unless you consistently continue to monitor your expenses and income compared to the amounts you have established in their respective categories. It is good to sit down at least once per month as a family to review the budget and identify areas where you feel you've been successful and areas where you feel like you can improve. With these 5 steps, step 1, identify your goals. Step 2, calculate your monthly income. Step 3, estimate your expenses. Step 4, establish categories and amounts. Step 5, monitor and update regularly. You can reach your financial goals and establish healthy spending habits that you and your family can be proud of.